Hi everyone and welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. I'm Shelby and I am so excited to be making this video today. As you can tell by the title, I am going to be reviewing Frank Ocean's Channel Orange. So a quick backstory, I have another Frank Ocean video on my channel where I listened to Blonde for the very first time. I'll go ahead and leave a card here if you have not seen that yet, but I have also made a reaction video to Channel Orange after making the Blonde one. However, I've tried uploading it a few times and it has gotten blocked. And that really bums me out because I actually love this album so much. My first time listening to it was when I filmed it for YouTube. So I am going to be including some of the clips of my first time hearing it in my reaction in this video, but because of copyright, I probably will, I don't know, I'll figure it out in editing. I'm either gonna have it be silent or I will change the pitch, I don't know. But I do wanna include some clips along with this review of when I heard these songs for the first time, because I can honestly say out of all the albums I've done so far on my channel or have tried to do but have been blocked, this is by far in like my top 3, if not the top favorite album that just like immediately blew me away. So I figured let's go ahead and do a review on Channel Orange so I can still talk about my love for it, because I get so many comments on a lot of my videos saying that I should make a Channel Orange video, and it's just like I've tried so many times to upload the first time reaction, but it's not working out, so I figured that this could be a really good compromise where you can see some of my reaction, but I can also talk about it because I love it so much. So let's go ahead and talk about Channel Orange as a whole and my overall thoughts about the album, and then I will go into some songs in particular that I love. So I've listened to Channel Orange more than a few times now since I first listened to it a little over a month ago. It's been in very heavy rotation in my music library, and the first initial thought that I have when I think about this album, it's such a basic thought, but it's so accurate, and that is, it is such an insane debut album. I know he had a mixtape before this album, like official album, but the fact that this was Frank Ocean's first like official album, it is absolutely insane because it is so good. Like, it's just an instant classic. There are songs on there that are instant classics. And not only that, for it being his first album, some of the features that he has from other artists are just massive names, but I will get into that in a little bit when I talk about songs. I did write some notes on my phone because sometimes when I'm just talking, especially for album reviews, I get a little bit lost and I get lost in my words. So I'm going to be reading from my phone some of my exact thoughts that I have written down. It is a wonderful R&B album, but it's so much more than just R&B, which I stand by that. It's jazzy, it's R&B, it's funk, it is for sure soul. There's so much soul. It is filled with soul. It's literally a perfect combination of meaningful music. And I would say, I don't know the R&B genre as well, and I can definitely see some like R&B influence, but the funk and jazz and soul are so prevalent on this album, and it is glorious. Another thing that I noticed with the album production-wise is that even though there are definite music differences from song to song or in between interludes, he's a big fan of having like quick interludes throughout the album, it all still flows so well, even if one song sounds totally different from the next musically. It doesn't feel like one song ends and it's like a stark start to something totally different. It all still flows together. And I don't know if it's the interludes that are helping with that. I mean, probably, but it just all still works so seamlessly. And that is very difficult to perfect. It is very difficult to have an album feel like it flows without each song kind of living in the exact same wheelhouse musically. So that's very impressive in itself. Now let's talk about what the songs are actually about, the lyrics. So once again, reading from my phone, I said, the topics are so honest that everyone can relate to at least one song, if not more. I stand by that. There are so many different types of songs, and I think a lot of people can find a way to at least a song or two that has like personal meaning or connection within their own lives. I could definitely see that. But then I also said, even if you can't relate from your own life experiences, you will get lost in the storytelling that is happening through the music and his vocal delivery. His vocals play a huge part in the mood of each song. That is something that I immediately caught upon my first listen of this album. Was Frank Ocean has an amazing voice. I just think it sounds great, but his vocal delivery for each song, it can vary, and it can vary throughout the song too. Like, I definitely think he is very talented in utilizing his voice to convey the exact emotion that he is wanting to convey. A prime example of this, I mean, the most obvious example of this on this album is definitely the song Bad Religion. I can't talk about Bad Religion yet because, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. So those are some of my general thoughts overall about the album. So now I want to talk about a few of the songs. I obviously can't talk about every single song. So what I'm going to do is talk about the first 6 songs that when I very first listened to it while filming, that immediately caught my attention. And this is where I plan on showing some clips. So I'm going to show clips from some songs that I immediately was just obsessed with. So let's go ahead and talk about the first one. So the first song when I was listening that I loved immediately was Sweet Life. Sweet Life, I am a sucker for piano. My favorite musician of all time is Elton John, so clearly I'm a big fan of piano, and I just loved the intro with the simple kind of Stevie Wonder-esque piano going on, but it's just such a beautiful, beautiful music arrangement. Lyrically, you can very easily tell what the story of the song is, and that combined with just the beautiful band and his vocals, there's just a lot of sweet surprises going on. It's so wonderful. Crack Rock. Oh my gosh. Crack Rock, immediately, I was all about it because, once again, the crashing cymbals and just the heavy jazz style drumming I thought was so cool in conjunction with how he was singing the melody. It was one of those songs, and I love when musicians do this, where the music of the song wasn't really matching up with the melody he was singing. And the difference in this one, though, is that the topic of this song is very raw, and for what it's about, combined with this more jazzy kind of style music, it makes a lot of sense because it's like, you know, the crashing drums and crashing cymbals and that kind of more effortless style of drumming that comes with jazz music, that where it sounds effortless, but it's honestly, you know, incredibly difficult. But it matches so well with what the song is about. It's obviously kind of like contrasting in a way, but it just makes perfect sense. I think it's a totally different approach to have that style of music with that topic of a song. Pyramids. I don't even know what to say. Pyramids, first of all, when I see a song that's almost 10 minutes long, I get very excited because I know a lot's going to be going on. I don't have a lot to say because it is just a wonderful musical journey, and I love where the song takes you as an ending. We all know Pyramids. We all love it. It is a beautiful song that I think could keep going on, and I would still listen to it even if it was like 20 minutes long. The song Lost, at first I really liked it because it was definitely chipper sounding, like very bright and happy musically. But as I was reading the lyrics, it was a huge case of, okay, the lyrics are not happy and chipper and bright, but it is like one of those songs where if you aren't listening to the lyrics that intently, you're going to totally think it's about something totally different than what it's about based off how the music sounds. White. Oh my gosh. There's no lyrics. It's only like a minute long, but it has one of my favorite musicians, John Mayer, doing his great, simple, just delicious guitar solos. Ugh. It is just such a chill interlude to have on the album. And once again, that is something I could listen to that forever. I seriously could listen to that forever. I just love the fact that John Mayer was featured on his debut album. Like, that is so cool. It's a wonderful combo. Those two making music together just makes a lot of sense in my brain. As soon as I heard Bad Religion, I knew not only that I was blown away by that song, but I knew that other people listening to it the first time had to have felt the same way I felt. It is so soulful. The lyrics are absolutely heartbreaking, like just wonderfully sad, beautiful storytelling lyrics, and his singing, you can feel the sadness and the anguish, especially when he starts the chorus. Like when I first heard him sing, brings me to my knees, like I about melted. I became a puddle. Like, it was just so emotional, and it just keeps building as the song goes on. It's a classic. Like, I feel like Bad Religion is a classic in music. Like, it's just so meaningful. Like, it's just truly meaningful in every sense of the word, and so soulful and gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And finally, the song that I liked that's towards the end of the album upon my first listen that I still like is Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is probably the most lighthearted lyrically. I really love the play on, you know, Forrest Gump. I think that was clever and cute, and I think it's supposed to be that. It's supposed to be more lighthearted lyrically about, you know, young love kind of situation, and also just the music in itself matches it so well. It's just like, it's like a nice, playful, nostalgic young love song that I think kind of makes sense to have on this album, because I think Frank Ocean is about singing about memories of the past and nostalgia too. So it just felt very sweet. It felt like a very sweet song, and I was glad to see it on the album, even if it doesn't quite match up with some of the other songs. Okay, so those are the songs that initially from my first listen I was all about. So now I'm just going to quickly list, since that first listen, a few other songs that I also would put right up there with Love, Love, Love. And those are Sierra Leone, so amazing, really good. I knew I liked it the first time around, but it just keeps growing and growing as I've listened to it more. Super Rich Kids, I love his harmonies with the donk, donk, like his backing vocals with the beat. That's what seals the deal for me on that song. Pilot Jones is another one that I now listen to a lot. And then finally, Pink Matter. Pink Matter is another song with a very famous feature, and that is Andre 3000. That is a huge, 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 massive name to have on your album, especially a debut album. So this album is just kind of perfect. Like, it's literally just got all sorts of greatness happening on it in so many ways. So I just wanted to find a fun way to share with the YouTube community that yes, I have listened to Channel Orange. Yes, I am obsessed with it. And hopefully one day I can actually show my pure first reaction video. It probably won't be on YouTube. It might be on another platform of sorts. I don't know what and I don't know when, but I'm hopeful that one day that some of my blocked videos will get to see the light of day somehow, including that one. I wanted to find a way to at least share some of it with you, because it truly was one of my favorite albums I have listened to so far for my YouTube channel, and now that I just listen to constantly all the time on my own. So let me know in the comments what songs you love from Channel Orange. Like seriously, please let me know. I am more than happy to discuss this album. I just think it's so good. So go ahead and let me know in the comments what songs you love from this album. And if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you have not hit subscribe, please go ahead and do so. That would be very much appreciated. And thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it until the very end of this video. And until next time, bye.